Back to another live stream with your boy Radical. You heard. So I want to give you guys a huge shout out. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for watching me and all that. I want to give a huge shout out to Jose Negron, Just Being Jazzy's podcast, Denise. Shout out to y'all for watching me and the people that's watching me right now. But anyway, listen, a couple of things that we got to discuss, man. What's going on with the whole light skin, you ain't black, you ain't this, you ain't that type of energy, bro? It's insane. This whole thing is insane. And I did, by the way, I did invite a couple of people to come in. So if they want to come in, the link is right there. I'm more than happy to come in. But what we're gonna discuss this whole who's black, who's not, type of thing, because it keeps on bringing up the same BS. You know what I'm saying? You're black, but you're not black. These people can only be black, and you're mixed, so that means you're not black. So which one is it? You know what I mean? It feels like always mixed people always, get shamed for being mixed or whatever the case is, and it seems like mixed people are always like the butt of the joke. You know what I mean? And it's just a little weird that it doesn't happen to nobody else. And then for some reason, there's gatekeeping. You know what I mean? Like there's gatekeeping about who's black and who's not, and just being so nobody. First of all, nobody cares about the whole the white. Y'all could be white. Nobody cares about putting that whole white label. White people don't care. But it seems like there's always that gatekeeping. Like certain black people say, "Yeah, you black." You know what I'm saying? And other black people be like, "No, you're not." You know what I'm saying? It's so weird. It's just very, very, very weird. So I want to show this interaction that Joseline and Amber Rose had in this reality show. I want to show this interaction with y'all, and I want to talk, break it down a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and speak on it, because it's kind of stupid. But let's first of all, let's hear it, and then I'm gonna bring the people in. All right, so here we go.
If you feel like I singled you out, I apologize. I didn't mean to.
I appreciate that.
I consider you a black person like myself. A lot of people do that to me. They're like, okay, she's Spanish, she's not black.
Joseline, stop identifying me. Let me identify myself and then let you know what that is. When you say like the whiteys and then you turn around and look at me.
It's a joke. You was just there. I just seen you. I just turned around and look at that. Stop being so sensitive, because you and I are very cool. So for you to do
but
that,
it's not about being sensitive.
But you are being sensitive.
No, but if you're not a mixer.
You're not white though. You're black.
My father is white though.
Okay, but to me, your mother's.
But that's not
black.
about you. It's about me.
It is about me when I feel like saying what the fuck I want to say. You can't check me on that. And if you go and check me, then check me. Okay.
I checked you. I'm checking you now.
No, but you're not, because I don't give a fuck about how you feel.
Well, I don't give a fuck either then, because I can say the same thing about you.
I consider you a white person. So that's the thing.
But it's not about what you consider. That's the whole point.
You mix like me. You mix like, you know what's your problem? Your problem is that you really want to be a white girl. Let's just get down to the point.
Joseline.
No, Professor. Let's get down to the point.
Joseline.
Your problem is that you really don't even want to be black. She's conflicted with her blackness. See, when I was growing up, I chose to be black. I was born in Puerto Rico, a Spanish-speaking place, so I'm a black Hispanic. But Amber, she don't know how to behave in black places or in white places. She feel like she got to cater to each of them. But I damn sure know that she doesn't cater to nothing black. She went there, let me finish.
Wait.
Nah, you want to go there? Let me finish. There she go. Cry, baby, cry, baby, cry, baby.
Okay, so they wasn't gonna show the fight, but obviously a fight broke out, right? I want to bring Jose into the mix. Jose, what's going on, bro?
Good evening, Radical. First of all, thank you for allowing me on your platform.
Yeah, no problem. What are your thoughts on this whole thing that you just saw? Do you
Okay.
want me to replay it again or whatever the case is, or
No,
what? What's
no,
up?
no, no. Look, this is something that I always believe. I think everyone should be able to self-identify as they see fit. Okay. Unfortunately, some people have an issue with the way that certain people self-identify. And we have seen this on multiple occasions with certain individuals, which I'm not going to name, and the back and forth going that this person who's not what he is and what have you. Okay. Now, mind you, none of these people were there when these individuals were born. Okay. So who the fluff people are to try to tell me how to identify myself. I know who I am. And if people is comfortable with what they are, that's the main thing.
What happened? What you said?
I said that each individual should be allowed to self-identify as they see fit.
No, I believe. Yeah, I believe that. You're right. Also, not to be like they can self-identify, but also don't go all goofy with it. You know what I mean?
No, 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 no. I agree. I agree. Look, you don't have to like go from 0 to 25 and saying what you are. You can
Yeah,
simply state who you are and be respectable when you go into other spheres or other platforms.
yeah. But do you think that Jocelyn by saying that, because I want to break down the interaction just a little bit. You know what I mean? I want to break it down just a tad. Hold on, let me see if I could uh okay. I want to break it down just a tad, okay? Um so when it starts off by
If you feel like I singled you out, I apologize. I didn't mean to
I
do
mean,
that.
I appreciate
so the thing is that Jocelyn said Whitey's, and she just Amber Rose thought that she was looking at her, but she just so happened to just look that way. Right? This is what the argument starts off as. So check this out.
Consider you a black person like myself. A lot of people do that to me. They're like, okay, she's Spanish, she's not black.
Which is true. Which is true. A lot of people do that to Latinos. How many times we had Afro Latinos here get denied their Afro-ness? A lot, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I see her point. So let's keep it going.
Jocelyn, stop identifying me. Let me identify myself and then let you know what that is. When you say like the whiteys and then you turn around and look at me,
It's a joke. It was just there. I just seen you. I just turn around and look at that. Stop being so sensitive because you and I are very cool. So for you to
yeah,
do
but
that,
it's not about
So I think it does have to be about sensitivity. Let's be honest. Amber Rose could pass for a white person. You know what I'm saying? But if you didn't know it, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, she could pass for a white person. You know what I mean? But she pretty much everybody already knows who she is or whatever the case is. So I believe that she is very sensitive when it comes to the whiteys, and then she just looked over there. So I think that might be true, that she could be very sensitive. Wait, no, she can't. She can't. Well, hold up. Wait a minute. Wait. She can't pass for what? Amber Rose. Are you telling me Amber Rose cannot pass for a white person? Yes, she can. Yes, she can. She put on some hair. Change her twang a little bit. She could pass for a white person. Let's keep it going.
being sensitive,
but you are being
Jocelyn.
sensitive.
No, but if you're
But
not
black.
a
You're
mixture,
not white. You're not white though. You're black.
my
To
father
me-
is white
Okay, but
though.
to me,
So there it goes. My father is white though. So what is, you know what I mean? What is she talking about? Is she talking about that she's black but also white? You know what I mean? Like, so I understand certain people fall into these type of things, but let's just go based on what she's saying. Her father's white though, so she wants to not identify but be proud of both sides, which is nothing wrong with that. You know, she's proud of both sides. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's keep it going.
To me, your mother's.
But
your
that's
mother's
not
black.
about you. It's about me.
It is about me when I feel like saying what the fuck I want to say. You can't check me on that. And if you go and check me, then check me.
Okay, now that's some attitude shit. That was just some. That's just some attitude bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That is some just straight up attitude bullshit. Hold on, wait. Denise said, Amber Rose can't pass for Taylor Swift. No shit. Of course she can't pass for Taylor Swift, but she can pass for a white person for the most part. And who gives and this is the thing. Who is giving the pass? White people are giving the pass. So there are going to be certain white people that are going to give her that pass, and there's going to be other groups of white people that are not going to give her that pass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But,
just because we aren't that light, and it don't mean that she's white rad. Stop determining people's race, comparing it to your skin. No, is that hey yo? First of all, hold on. Let me see something. Hold on. You mean to tell me? Wait. You mean to tell me where is? I saw a picture. I saw a picture of Amber Rose with she straight up looked like a white girl. Fam. Hold on. Wait. I gotta prove my point here. Gotta prove my point. You know what I'm saying? I like proving my point. You heard? Hold up. No, not video clip. Come on. No, stop it. This is taking too long. Okay. All right. Oh, even better. Okay. So let's be real. Let's be real, people. Come on now. Don't she look like a straight up white chick?
Okay, you know what? She can pass for one.
She can pass for a little bit. She can pass.
Or depending on some people, she can be Latina.
Yeah, no, you're right. But the thing is, when we're talking about white passing, that means the white person is giving that pass. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. That white person is giving that pass. You mean to tell me she can't pass for a white girl here? Come on now. Let's stop. So all I'm saying is she can pass for one. You know what I'm saying? But she is very racially ambiguous. You know, you're right. You're absolutely right. She's racially ambiguous. But to certain white folks, she's gonna be white. To certain white folks, she's gonna be white. And that's the whole point of having that pass. That's the whole point of having that pass. You know what I'm saying? You know, we don't give that pass. You know, Latinos are not giving the white pass away. It's white folks accepting that pass. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it going when it comes to this.
Okay, I checked you. I'm checking you now.
But you're not, because I don't give a fuck about how you.
Well, I don't give a fuck either then, because I can say the same thing about you.
I consider you a white person, so that's the.
But it's not about what you consider. That's the whole point.
You mix like me. You mix like. You know what's your problem?
Wait, so check this out. Joseline, she's mixed. You know what I'm saying? Just like Amber Rose, she's mixed. The only thing is, someone just has a little bit more melanin than the other. That's all. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it. And truth be told, you'll find a lot of Amber Roses down in the South. You know, a little bit more fair skin, olive skin tone that are black, and they're light skin as hell. You know what I'm saying? They are light skinned as hell. You're gonna find a lot of black folks like that. You know what I mean? But let's keep it going.
Your problem is that you really want to be a white girl.
See, now she just said that just to piss her off. She just said that just to piss her off. You know what I'm saying? She just said that just to piss her off. You want to be that's what everybody on Twitter is saying. Oh, Amber Rose just wants to be a white girl. She just said that just to piss her off. Let's keep it going.
Let's just get down to the point.
Joseline.
No, Professor. Let's get down to the point.
Joseline.
Your problem is that you really don't even want to be black. She's conflicted with her blackness. See, when I was growing up, I chose to be black. I was born in Puerto Rico, a Spanish-speaking place, so I'm a Black Hispanic. But Amber, she don't know how to behave in Black places or in white places.
See, now this is the thing. Now this is the thing. A lot of people will be like, "Yeah, okay, you're black," and a lot of black folks will be like, "No, you're not black." You know what I'm saying? It's like they become certain people become the gatekeepers of who's black and who's not. But this is just all a game. The way I see it, this is all a game. But let's keep it going.
She feel like she got to cater to each of them, but I damn sure know that she doesn't cater to nothing Black.
She went there. Wait. Nah, you want to go there? Let me finish. There she go. Cry, baby.
All right. So then the fight happens and all that other stuff. Now that I broke it down on my opinion, how do you see it?
Okay. When it comes to mixed people, I mean, first of all, you have so many different classifications. Okay, you have Blasian, you have MIs, you have MGN, you have mulatto, and on and on and on. And the problem is you have people who, for whatever reason, feel that there's a need to try to identify for others who they are, okay, and not allowing them to self-identify. At the same time, those who wish to self-identify need not to go overboard and going on and on and on with the same song. Okay, so I see a great deal of stupidity going on, and I've seen this as far as mixed people's concerned, because I am more involved with the mixed community, so to speak.
I'm not like I shouldn't have to leave the house.
Yeah. So apparently, I don't know if you've seen the aftermath, but apparently, Joseline won that fight. I think he she threw Amber Rose through a mirror. She threw Amber Rose through a mirror and all that, or something like that, and she kind of won that fight, or whatever the case is. And they had to throw Amber Rose out because she's the one that initiated the fight, or whatever the case is. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, identity is a big thing. I think it's an important thing when it comes to not only self-teaching but self-healing. You know what I mean?
Yes. And and this is something that our friend Denise has said a great deal. There's a lot of people that are in need of therapy because they have a lot of mental issues that have gone unresolved. So when you add that, and then you add the fact that you have people who are struggling to see who they see themselves, and they're facing people who are trying to do that for them. I mean, can you wonder why some of these people get all out of shape? Good evening, Kevin C.
Yeah, what's up, Kevin? What's going on?
Hey, good evening, y'all. I came up because I was trying to get the points in from I guess from the black side, right? From the black hand side over here.
Okay.
And give you some perspective on it because you kind of missed all my comments in the chat. So, but no problem.
No, go ahead.
So I appreciate it.
Go ahead.
So look, here's the problem with nobody. So who is it? First of all, Joseline Hernandez. So it's in her name. Joseline could be a black name, but so I guess you got the Hispanic, and then you got the Joseline could be a black name, so that's fine. No issue with that. But most black people have no idea that she's mixed in that way. She presents herself as Puerto Rican, so people just kind of, because she has that thicker Puerto Rican and Hispanic accent, so black people kind of lean towards that. Now we know that she does deal with black men, no issues or problems with that, but I'm telling you, most black people think of her as Puerto Rican because that's the way she presents herself. Even that she rarely, if ever, talks about her blackness. Now, as it relates to, and that's fine. She's Afro-Latino. That's fine. No issue with that. It's just that she never really emphasizes that or comes across to that. Most black people think of her as Puerto Rican. Now, the other part with Amber Rose, the only thing she has done is dated black men. That's it. She doesn't advocate or emphasize or express or inculcate herself in blackness at all. That's the only thing she's done is date black men. A white woman, a white woman from Sweden can date a black man. That doesn't mean anything towards blackness. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
So that's why, so that's why she's having trouble with that. And this actually plays out. So when Hernandez hit her with, "You just want to be white," there's probably some truth to that, and that's why she reacted that way. Because because the response would have been, "No, I'm black, or I'm this, or I'm that, or I'm black and white, or I'm biracial, or however." See, Meghan Markle does that biracial thing. She gets away from the blackness, but she does that biracial thing. All right. She's always identified as biracial. She didn't even start to say anything about blackness until she started getting hit with all that anti-blackness and racism when she went to Europe and married that Prince dude, right?
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden she's black. And this is kind of the problem with women like her. And even her own mother said, well, Markle, even her own mother said, she failed to teach her daughter, for whatever reason, I don't know, because generally black women with biracial or mixed race kids generally, lean towards the side of blackness, because what does most of your culture come from? Your mother's side, right?
Yeah.
That's why when you see Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, even though his father is black, and his father, by the way, is black Canadian. A lot of people don't know that, but his father is black Canadian, and his mother is Asian Pacific Islander, Samoan. He leans more towards the Samoan side. He started off kind of doing the blackness kind of Samoan thing, API thing, but then now he's gone full API. And black people don't have any issue with that as long as he doesn't try to, slip in and out. And for years now, he has really never presented anything towards blackness. We still like him. We're not mad at him for it. It's just we've accepted the fact that even though the thing with Rock is that he's never denied that he's had blackness, but he's never emphasized it in any way, not in his movies, not in interviews. He just says, yeah, my father's black, my mother's Samoan. That's really all he does. But when you look at his movies, when you look at the work that he does, what does he lean towards? The Samoan side.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the problem with the mixed race folks, is that there's nothing wrong with doing who is it? Who's the other one? The tennis player, doggone it. Not the Serena, but the other one, the one who beat her, the Asian lady. Naomi.
Yeah, Naomi.
Naomi Osaka. Naomi Osaka has been on both sides. She portrays and plays up both sides of her culture, her mother's side and her father's side. She's done that. See, so what you have to do is make it known somehow, so that way there's no question about it. The problem and the reason and I'm speculating here because I don't know Amber Rose. I'm just going up on how she responded. The reason she was ready to react and hit up on that and actually fight about it was that she hit a nerve with, you just want to be white. And understand there are some mixed race people, biracials. And this is I don't know how it is with the mixed. I don't know how it is when I don't want to speak for the Hispanics folks. But when I see mixed race, biracial, black and white, some of them do have a problem with that. And they actually act as if they really want to be white.
Yeah.
That's the way. And it's like, if I didn't have that black father, damn it, I'd be white.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. You said something very interesting that reminded me of a panel that I was on a couple of days ago. I think was it 2 weeks ago, I believe. It was a mixed race panel, and a very interesting conversation came up. Well, not conversation, but point of view came up that basically said, if a mixed person doesn't identify as black or white, why does it matter that to certain black people, why does it matter that they need to identify as black or white? And something interesting that you said also, that you didn't know that, Hernandez, Joseline, identifies as Afro-Latina only as Puerto Rican. My question to you is, why is it important for her to identify as Afro-Latina or whatever, if she just says she's Puerto Rican, and then if you go deep, then she'll be like, yeah, I'm Afro-Latina, Puerto Rican. You know what I mean? So why do you think it's something that needed to be emphasized? Because
so you have people that are playing both sides of the fence, and it's not a good look. She's doing the Kamala Harris thing. I don't know if you know who Sage Steele is. Have you ever heard of her?
Oh, yeah, I heard Sage
Steele. So she's hugely problematic. Sage Steele she's worse than anybody. Well, now I'm not going to say anybody, but she's on the extreme side of it. Now you can see literally in everything that she does that she really wants to be white, and that's how she comes across. But then when there's something that relates to blackness, all of a sudden she wants to be all up in it. She even was upset because a story came out that was literally focused on black people and blackness and racism and whatever. And she was upset she didn't get it. And the white colleague got it with another black correspondent. And she was like, well, why didn't I get it? Because everybody assumed, even where she worked, Radical, that she didn't want to have anything to do with blackness. That's literally how she behaves. But because it was a big story and she wanted to be a part of it, now all of a sudden she's black. She never talks about it. She never acknowledges. She talks about being biracial all the time. And that's the issue with that. It's not, look, nobody's upset with how people self-identify. It's, we're looking at your actions. All right. You can be as light as you want to be, but you know.
But there's also some black folks who do say that they're black, but they don't represent the black community in a very positive light. You know, so does it really matter if somebody identifies whatever they identify or deny part of their self, if you know, if even though they are what they are, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I understand the whole I understand what you're coming from when it comes to the whole picking one side when it benefits you. Yeah. I get it, but isn't that what, you know, makes people? Isn't that something that it's okay for us to do since we're both or three or whatever the case is? Isn't that something
that's fine if you've represented that way? See, there, what people are looking for is consistency, right?
Okay. And
you can't pull a Sage Still. Never talk about blackness. Don't represent blackness. Black, you know, white, whatever, ambiguous, biracial, whatever. Yeah, and all of a sudden, when a major opportunity comes up for you to get some shine, now today you're black. But you ain't never been black. We don't even know you was black. That's the problem. Okay. Because you look at, you see my photo, right?
Yeah.
I can't. I'm gonna be black. I accept it. Obviously, I like who I am. It is what it is. But I can't dip in and out like that.
Yeah.
See, so and you know, I understand why people do it. Because of the way the society's set up, and there's benefits associated with, you know, the closer you get to whiteness, I get all of that.
Yeah.
But there comes a point where you have to make a decision on it. And there are people, I read an article of a woman who passed for white her entire life. She didn't come out she didn't come out, if you want to, no, that's different. She didn't really fully acknowledge herself publicly as even having any blackness until she was in her almost late 40s. And it's because, now think about what's happening now. Remember, just a little over 20, 30 years ago, people were still kind of on the fence about identifying blackness. All of a sudden, everybody's kind of like, ooh, I got some black in me. I got some blackness. There are people who are clearly white passing. You wouldn't even think of them as black. They're clearly white. They could even fool us. Well, yeah. And they're clearly white. And then all of a sudden, they're saying that they're biracial or they're mixed. And we're like, but you're white, though. Yeah, well, you can't tell me, but you're white.
Well, you know,
if you got to start pulling out pictures and photos and going down a family album, and you know, it takes you even back to explain your genealogy.
even back in them days, you know, there were some white passing black people, you know, that did get some white privileges to a certain degree, you know, until people in the town found out that they had some black ancestry or whatever the case is. That's when they got shunned, ridiculed, or whatever the case is, you know. So it happened all throughout history, you know, but what I understand what you're saying. Like, you know, you got to either pick and choose, and if you pick one side, don't misrepresent it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I get it. I get
being biracial. If you're gonna say, okay, I'm white and I'm biracial, black and white, and then it just has to be consistent with it. And by the way, so that whole white passing thing back in the day, you could lose your life if you got caught white passing. It was that serious.
Yeah, but remember when people talk about white passing, who's giving the pass? Is white people.
Yeah, white folks.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, white people could be wrong or whatever the case is. It's white people that's giving that pass.
But check this out, though, Radical. White people don't like it when you lie to them either.
Of course. No, of course.
So now, if they accept you, they let you out. They let you in the club.
Of course,
you had some blackness, and the other thing too is there's a danger of the kid popping out with some darkness.
Yeah, of course. It's called
like,
a throwback baby. No, you're right. Yeah. It's I think there was an officer that did his DNA or whatever the case is, and he found out he was 15% black. A police officer. The next day, they kept on calling him the N-word, 15% boy, and all this other stuff,
Yeah.
to the point where there was a Christmas party, and they had all the dolls for each officer represented, and they had a black doll for him that said 15% on the badge.
Yeah, see, and people are
So-
kind of messing with him like that. They
So,
made him,
but
they
the
made him
thing
ashamed
is,
of his blackness.
he even said that the groups that he was in, he got kicked off of.
Yeah, so there you go.
Which
So it's white. See-
which makes a lot of sense of what you just said. You know, once they find out that you're not 100%, it's over for you.
Yeah, you might be able to get away with 1 or 2% because you still look like super white.
Mm-hmm.
There's a white girl who runs around dancing. She's all in the black culture. Well, her thing is, I was raised by black parents and black people, whatever. She's running around dancing. She's talking. She does that thing where people accuse her of talking black with a fake black accent. She said, "This is how I talk." Okay, fine. But she found out she had like a 1.5 or maybe 2% black DNA. You know, she played that up real big when she found that out. Like she's like completely black. No, that's a white woman. Nothing wrong with it's just it's you guys have a whole different perspective on it because of how it played out in Latin America.
Yeah,
remember there were no miscegenation laws. Race mixing was encouraged. And I understand about I understand about the whitening thing and all that other stuff. I understand all about that. That's something you guys deal with, but that's nothing when it can compare to how it literally cost people everything in the United States. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not downplaying that. I'm not downplaying that part of your culture or whatever. Because I know today, and this is one thing I will give the Latinos. Today is not as much of an issue, even though it's still a problem, but it's not as much of a problem. So you guys are going to have a lot less to deal with over the years versus what we have to deal with in the United States because of the racial construct.
No,
because
you're
of
right.
the social class and because of the privileges associated with it.
You're right.
You guys are actually ahead of us on that.
I believe if we don't get our act together, I believe that Latinos are probably going to be like the model minority, like the Asians in a couple of years, if we don't get our act together to the point where they're going to even start not even classifying us as Latino anymore. They're going to just be like, hey, yo, pick a race, and that's what y'all going to be. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what they're going to start doing to us. Rakim, what's going on, bro?
What's up with you, Radical?
Nothing much, just telling. Did you watch the video that I played? If not, I could play it again. It's like 1 minute.
Yeah, I watched it.
Oh, you watched it? Okay. What are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts is Joseline, she came off as a little aggressive, and she came off like talking crazy, but I think it was some validity to what she was saying. I always knew Joseline was a Black Hispanic. She always identified as that. And when you watch Love and Hip Hop, she showed her parents. I mean, her parents were Black Puerto Rican.
It was like the second season, right, or something like that.
Yeah, her parents was Black Puerto Ricans.
Yo, they look like folks from Louisiana, fam. Yo,
like Americans that speak Spanish. The only thing the only thing I gotta say with the whole mixed race thing and everything like that, the reason why you do have some people that say, "Oh, you're not Black," because a lot of Black people too have realized that mixed race people, just like other minorities that come into this country, has been weaponized against Black people. They've always has. When you go back, it's movies. When you go back in, like what Kevin C was saying earlier about white passing, go back and watch the movie Pink from the 1950s. Go back and watch. It's another movie. It was a scene in this other movie where this guy, he was dating this white woman, and then he found out that she was part Black. And he started attacking her
because he sexually violated her. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he like you're an N-word
and treat her like he went
in.
In.
Like this is something. My thing.
Send her back to Black people. Yeah.
Oh shit.
And my thing. It was that serious.
My thing is that like this, right? Because people always talk like, well, here's the whole thing with the mixed race thing. If everybody's so proudly mixed and everybody's this and that, and because we're not going to sit here and deny, like, because we always talk about Black aggression. Don't get me wrong. Black people can say some nasty things. Black people can say some stuff that can hurt people. Because I've seen Black people say it to other dark-skinned Black people.
Yeah.
But the thing is with me that I don't understand is that if Black people are this harsh and we're this bad compared to, only Black people make us identify as this, then why do people feel so comfortable in Black spaces? That's one thing I just don't understand for the life of me. Because if that's the case, get your own space, For instance, if you identify how you identify, get your own space. What do we call a white person that dresses black?
A wigger.
There you go. Most of the people that proclaim that they culture is this, they culture is that. They mix this. We don't identify as that, but they dress like us. They talking like us. They imitating us.
You know we don't trust those riggers. Those I don't even like those. We don't trust them. If you're a wigger, you cannot be trusted because you can go back to being white any day.
That's true. No,
I'm just using that as an example as people that are infused in the culture. As far as the whole, people, I don't agree with that. If a person identified with being black, if they feel like they're more closely related to their black culture, I accept them because we got a lot of dark-skinned people too, not just black people, melanated people in general.
I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all. I'm gonna keep it a 100% 1,000 with y'all. The way I see things is, you can say whatever you are. Say that if you have that same energy in front of a white person, then I
respect it.
Bro, I've seen people.
I wanted to touch on that.
I've seen people switch up.
Yeah,
their talking points. I've seen people switch up their talking points because a white person is there. One white person. Let
me explain something to you.
Imagine a group of if you keep
that's the jumping in and out of blackness. That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
If you keep that,
because Rakim can't do that.
No.
I'm gonna tell you something that these coons.
Wait, real quick. Actually, no. Rakim, if he would start to coon or whatever the case is, he can coon in front of white folks. That's what I'm saying. Black, Latino, it doesn't matter. If you keep that same energy in front of white folks, then I believe exactly who you are. Because black folks to be real quick to be like, fight the power. When white people are there, they're like, well, we could all just get along. How about we just hug it out? You know what I'm saying? So if they keep that same energy when white folks are there, then that's when I believe it.
So there you go. That's the test, Radical. That's the test.
Let me finish my statement really quickly. That's my biggest thing with it. A lot of people don't have this energy when it comes to white people. I want you to be just as proud as being mixed when you called out with racial epithets when it comes to black people. To white people. I want you to just be proud as being mixed when it comes to getting some laws changed where your identity is on the books. Therefore, you ain't got to be yelling in black people's faces talking about how mixed you are. It's on public record that you're mixed, and it's set aside for mixed people. As far as the thing what Kevin was saying with Hispanic people, I don't speak on that too much. Everybody knows that, but the only thing I know is that when you look at the history of Latin America with the Spaniards still believed that black people was at the bottom. They just believed in a different method of breeding out blackness for the most part. And that's where you get mestizaje from, because it wouldn't be people that identified as Afro-Latino if they didn't feel some type of stigma about their color and their race.
Let's be clear. The people who started Afro-Latino, Afro-Latina were Cubans here.
And the thing is, too, that's not when people try to say, oh, I'm not black, I'm Afro-Latino. Well, hell, I'm not black, I'm Afro-American. Because Afro-American, that's a term that was used with black Americans. And I wanted to clarify with something what Denise was saying. Race is just not a big thing in the United States, Denise. Race is a big thing in England. Race is a big thing in South Africa. It's people on here that's from France that talk about the discrimination they deal with in France as black people living in high-rise projects in Paris and various things like that. It's not just it's extreme in the United States, don't get me wrong, but we're not the only people that identify as black. It's other black people that identify as black that know that they're black. And if you don't believe that, ask the British Caribbeans and then all the discrimination that they face when all of these Commonwealth Caribbean countries started migrating into England. And the funny thing is, like, even in Latin America, maybe in certain places people want to believe that, but race is a problem. And I've seen the videos and different things like that of people. And the funny thing is, in Latin America, it was never no civil rights movement. So people can be blatantly racist to your face and tell you to take it as a joke. Dress in blackface and tell you to take it as a joke. That shit ain't flying in the United States.
Well, the reason why, let's break it down. The reason why there was no civil rights movement in Latin America because there was no laws against black folks over there. It just so happened to be unwritten laws. You know what I'm saying? It was just practice.
Yeah, it's one thing to practice, it's one thing to codify it in law.
Exactly. So it was just
so even though it's there, it's not as bad.
Exactly. So that's the reason. So that's
I actually applaud the Latin Americans for not having to go through that, because I'm like, dog. I explain that to people because they'll talk about the civil rights movement. I'm like, yeah, it was bad in the United States. And then I go, you guys didn't. Because what happened was, for example, in Latin America, even though there was enslaved people, basically it was like, okay, you were enslaved, you're no longer enslaved, you're free. Now, they didn't do anything to help black people or empower them in any way or really, elevate them, but they didn't mess with them. Like whatever they built, it was theirs. Wherever they stayed, it was theirs. Well, like Colombia, in Colombia right now, their form of reparations is literally they gave them the land that they basically not dumped them on, but basically the area that they were enslaved in historically, they just said, look, you're not going to get reparations, but this is your land. This area is yours. We're not going to take it from you. It's part of it's legislation now. So that's their reparations, is what they did with the Colombians, the Afro-Colombianos, right?
Okay, I just want to say this really quickly. What I'm talking about with race, I'm talking about who controls the resources, and you have a lot of people within Latin America that's excluded out of those resources. Like I say, I've seen the different videos. I've heard from Afro-Hispanics, and they talk about their plight and being discriminated against. Even when you look at Argentina damn near bred out the Afro-Argentinians.
They're less than half. They're like 500,000 of them. They're like 0.5%.
And then I've even seen statements where I was reading where Argentinians would say, "Oh, we don't have any N-words here. That's Brazil's problem."
With black people sitting right there in the audience, it's crazy.
Really
yeah.
Argentinian soccer players calling black people monkeys, and he's a good little monkey, and all. So we can a lot of people don't want to be honest, and the funny thing about that is, it seems like to me, with certain mixed people, because I'm not going to put that label on everybody, but with certain mixed people, they respect the boundaries white people placed upon them, because they don't have the heart to go against them. Instead, they rather come in black spaces because it's easier to be in, and parade how mixed they are, so they can feel like they're elevated amongst black people. In that space.
I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. What you just said. Let me just pick you back on what Rakim just said. He's right on. He's right on that. There's somebody I know. He's biracial, right? And he goes around these all white comic book type of places. You know what I'm saying? And he like they say racist jokes, and he laughs right alongside with them. He doesn't basically pull their coat or press them on anything. And best believe he gets the jobs that some of them have. He gets the benefits that some of them have, and all this other stuff, to the point where I heard it myself. They said right in front of me, they said, "You know what? You're one of the good ones." And I looked at him. My eyes started bucking. I was like, God damn, bro. They say that. They say that. I looked at him and I said, hey, and you know what? He looked at me and me and him had this conversation for maybe 3 hours, bro. He's like, yo, no lie, I have to play this game because they're the ones with the resources and the jobs. They're the ones that have the people that get me paid and all that. I can never get in those type of positions. I have to play along with this shit. And I told him, I'm like, bro, but isn't that kind of fucked up a little bit? Like, don't you feel like, damn, as a man, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, it is what it is. He got into the point where he just like, it goes from one ear and not the other, bro.
Listen, man. The reason, like, when it comes to this shit, see, people like to play in black people's faces like we slow or something. All of this shit is just wash, rinse, and repeat. This has been going on for hundreds of years. Don't nothing change in the game but faces and names, baby. It's the same game over and over again. Don't nothing change in the game but faces and names. So the shit that people think that they're doing that's new, this already been done already. The fact that people are trying to position themselves for white resources and different things like that, we already see it. Just be honest about it. Nobody if for instance, when Amber Rose is in black spaces. She came up during hip hop. She dated mostly black men. If you're so proud, you got a whole nother half that you need to be trying to, why they're not saying you're half of them. We're going to provide you resources over here because you're half of us. Don't bring that shit over here to us. And we've been, the most acceptive. And that's one thing that I'm gonna keep it real. I wish black people weren't so. I wish our mentality was more like white people, because then that will force people to be in the position.
You want to hear something crazy? You want to hear something crazy? And this is for the Hispanics that believing that they're Spanish and all that. Spaniards are never going to accept you, okay? Spaniards see you the same way how these white folks see mixed people, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it 1,000, bro. They say that we got dirty blood and all that. So let's not get it twisted.
Can I say something real quick, Rad? Because I wanted to respond to what Danny was saying. Like what Danny said, it depends on the environment. I grew up mostly around blacks my whole life, except for the time where I lived in a neighborhood where it was black Hispanic. Been around Hispanics my whole life. The way black people act in the inner city, they are aggressive towards other young kids. Inner city kids are aggressive towards other young kids. What Danny says, I had to learn how to roast back. I was poor, man. I was poor, and I was a dirty little kid. I didn't have many clothes, so I was the butt of the jokes. I had to learn how to roast back. It was friends that pulled me aside to the auditorium. It was like, "Hey, Rakim, G, you got to get back at these such and such. You gotta roast back. Just keep going. Just keep going. Just roast." And then once I learned how to roast, once I was in a position where I had to learn how to fight because I was the oldest, they left me the fuck alone.
Sometimes those roasting sessions turn into fights. If you're really
good,
they
turn into fight when you hit a
if you're really good, bro, if you're really good at it and everybody's laughing, especially females. If females sound like it's over for you, bro.
Let me tell you something, man. I was so bogus, man. Like it was this boy that lifted up my damn pants leg at school because I had on rugged Outbacks. And for people that don't know what rugged Outbacks is, those the Payless Timberlands. And I was trying to cover up the fact that I didn't have it. I didn't have Timberlands. My mother bought me some rugged Outbacks from Payless. And I saw these dudes snickering, and they was like, hey, Rakim, what type of them Timbs you got on? I was like, oh yeah, these Timbs. Man, this fool went over there and lifted up my fucking pants leg. He was like, man, them rugged Outbacks, them ain't no damn Timbs. Damn near half the class started rolling, man. I had to been like 11, 12 years old. So that's like I understand this.
And mind you, these are kids, right? These are kids that don't work for these shoes. They don't know what it takes.
Right, but labels and status when you in the hood.
I get it, but I get that's the thing. And guess what? Looking back at it, we could laugh, but deep down, we know this shit is stupid.
Yeah,
it's dumb. Like, because we're adult at that moment, we're like, God damn, how come I don't got no Timbs? And we're telling our parents, Mom, come on, let me just get something. Come on, you could do it. You know what I'm saying? but we don't know what she had to do just so you could get those boots in your feet. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, just looking back at it, we're like, God damn, that shit was dumb.
Hell yeah,
that
man.
shit was so dumb. But at the moment, you tight.
It means everything because you want to be cool. You want to be accepted, man. That's how it is. But
you're walking back home and you see homeless people with fucked up Timbs and like, God damn, he even got Timbs. Shit.
Real.
Like, hey, just so real quick, you guys don't want that model minority status. That's basically them. That's basically white folks patting you on the head saying you're a good little. And
that's the thing, and that's the reason why I was against it, because it's like, hey, nice little pet, you know what I mean? You're not like the aggressive ones over there, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want us to get to that point, but it seems like we're the way certain people are going, it seems like we're gonna get there.
If it happens to any group, and you guys are next in the queue for everything.
I know. I know. I already see it, bro. I know.
So we don't talk about black business too much, but I know everybody sees it. There is actually becoming a separation between black people. All right. So you have the racial separation as it is with the biracials and the people jumping in and out. So that's already happening. And then you have the folks who are either on they're with the in group or the out group. So now it's starting to be broken down between the functional and productive and successful and hardworking, law-abiding, responsible Black people, and then the chaotic, dysfunctional, and criminal group. That's the next thing that Black people are working on, because we had this idea that we needed to bring everybody, and what's happening is that we're realizing we can't. All right, because the people who are dysfunctional, they don't give a damn. They don't care about the dysfunction because everybody's carrying them. So what you have to do is leave them alone, and essentially, you gotta what you call it, John Wick them. You gotta get them out of the group, and just leave them to their own devices. Now they ain't gonna be John Wick, but what I'm saying is that what is it? Excommunicado, right?
Yeah, excommunicated.
You gotta get them out of the group. Now the reason that it takes Black people so long is that everybody else has the mechanisms to expel people from that group. If somebody in the Jewish group messes up, they're like, you're out. Harvey Weinstein is out. He can't get back in anymore. He's done. With the stuff that he
once Epstein got caught, he's out.
Yeah, he's out. So he's never going to be the guy. They might let him survive and kind of like live on the margins of the society, but he'll never have any power. He'll never be in a position of authority. He'll never be a leader in that group again, because of what he's done. Black people have to do the exact same thing so that we clean the group up. That's a whole other way to clean. That's a whole other way to clean it up.
White folks do that, right? They
absolutely do that.
They do the
white people will tell you they don't recognize their trailer trash.
Yeah. They do.
They say they're not white. I'm like, we're looking at them like that's yours. They're like, no, they ain't.
What's it called? They do the 7 degrees of separation or so, or 10 degrees. What was it called?
They push them out.
They do the something degrees of separation. I think they even I think did it to a celebrity. They were like, well, we kind of trace back your lineage, and we find out that you guys some family members in Louisiana. He was like, nope, that's a lie. I said, oh shit, he denied them straight up. He's like, nah, that's a lie. So even white folks do that, and they just hang around the productive class of their society. You know what I'm saying? And I think you're right. We should start modeling that type of thing, because Latinos are starting to do that too.
Everybody's going to have to do it. So the problem is, and this is only, and I know you guys heard me say this before. The only issue is that there's a more productive majority than there is a criminal and bad actor minority. But that bad actor minority gets placed on the entire group. So that's where the productive group is going to just have to say nope. Those people, they may be Black, but they're not part of the in group. So if you create an in group, now everybody fights to be in the in group, which forces everybody to clean themselves up.
Right. It only takes a good 20% out of 100% of people, and the other 80% is going to follow, and that's with any group. But the thing is, right, I'm going to offer a little pushback on that, because what it really comes down to, everybody's trying to model themselves after a good image. Like what Kevin C. was said is absolutely true. When people talk about Black people, they talk about the lowest class of Black people, to try to project that on everybody else. And they do that to try to, like I say, cater to their own ego, because they've been believing that whether you of Spanish ancestry or you of British ancestry or your mixed race, somebody that told you or got in your ear and got you being a goofy, thinking that, your race is what makes you superior or better than somebody, because you're holding on to colonial time from fucking the 1700s or some shit. That's really what it really comes down to, man. And it's going to be a little bit more difficult than that, because we talk about Pookies and Ray Rays and different things like that, or people in the street. I got people in my family that's from the streets, all through my family. So it's a little bit more difficult than that. It comes down to a lot of people just don't have the fucking money. They don't have the money and the resources. That's why the inner cities look the way they do. And that's not just in the Black areas. Go to California, where some of those cities are majority Hispanic, and who's making up a majority of the population in the prison system in California.
Yo, wait, real quick. Hold on. Yo, KC, who's this?
Yeah, it's Half at KC. What's up, man?
What's going on, bro? What's up?
Chilling out. You guys were talking my talk. I was to see if I could join you guys. Is that okay?
Yeah, go right ahead, bro. What are your thoughts on this whole thing that we're talking about?
Oh, I mean, I was just I think you guys were picking up a couple things, about just uniting the smart all the races do that are trying to. Well, if you study religion too, the Jews, they're always that's part of they work 6 days a week. You know what I mean? They work hard. I mean, you look at the Chinese. You know what I mean? You look at the whites. You know what I mean? They're always gonna try to marry smarter and grow their children. This starts at the children and teach their children to be smarter, work harder, and definitely put them in position to succeed. So I think the mentality is very different from you see successful races and you see other races that are fighting against each other. It's totally different. You know what I mean? It's like I always say, crap in a bucket. You know what I mean? Somebody wants to pull you down will they come up? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, yeah. What are your thoughts on how to prevent that?
Education, man. Single motherhood is definitely. I always say single motherhood is killing these kids. You know what I mean? Because why? No father in the home to teach them to be successful. The mothers spoil their kids. A spoiled kid is rotten. You know what I mean? They said tribes in the back in the day. They didn't let kids roam the streets, run around with a bunch of other kids acting a fool. You know what I mean? Yeah. They were always with their father. They were working in the field. They were teaching them to be men. You know what I mean? And the women, they don't teach the young ladies to be women.
Yeah, well, I've seen.
When he finished Radical, can I respond to some of the things he was saying?
I don't know. You finished, Casey?
Yeah. That's
go right ahead, bro.
See, here's the thing, man. A lot of people like what he says. With a lot of these other groups, they have set asides, they have different loans and everything that has created a situation where they're able to obtain some type of finance advancement. And that's one thing we're not being honest about. When nobody here just pulled themselves up by the bootstraps without no help. Nobody. If it's anybody, mostly that you can honestly say that pulled themselves up by the bootstraps, and this is just my opinion, don't kill me for it, but black men, because black men haven't had any set asides, no loans, no help, no none of that. And a majority of black men are in the middle class to working class. The situation that's going on with people when you live in the inner cities, when you live in an area where it's no food, where it's food deserts, it's no type of resources. When you talk about the single mothers, yes, we do have a problem with single mothers, and the majority of the times that's because that was socially constructed on purpose with Lyndon B. Johnson and the welfare system after the civil rights. If anybody don't know about that, go do your research. And it was pretty much created to desecrate the black family, to put a lot of the women within our community in a perpetual state of dependency on with the government. And it was designed that way because that leads into poor education school systems. Then you got poor education in the school systems. Then you got the prison. The school.
It's like a snowball effect, right?
It's the school and prison pipeline. Because as long as you have women that have this false illusion of power that they're getting crumbs off the table, they feel like they don't need the men. The children are being born in a household where it's really a lack of love because they were just born to get incentives. Now these children are being raised in the family with no structure, no guidance or discipline, or if they are being disciplined, they're being abused out of convenience.
Real quick, I did a stream, was it a week ago, talking about the plight of Latinos and how certain people got it wrong or whatever the case is. There's a video that I want to show you guys how in prison they force certain Latinos to identify as white, for those who might not know.
I've seen that one. Yeah, that's actually
I
saw that. Yeah.
So also rad. It's also a group of Latinos that fight it to stay white.
Of course,
they wanted to classify as white because they thought that. And you're being very obnoxious in the comments, Denise, because I didn't even mention anything about Puerto Ricans. The groups that KC was mentioning was Indians and Asians and other people like that. And I know where you got that from, those black conservatives, the government. I know where you got that from, black conservatives.
So I don't. Let's not get into that right now. There's something that I wanted just to play real quick. I want to play this, and the thing about it is that it just shows that how the perpetuation of Latinos trying to have their identity, intact and then being stolen it's a thing that it's not being talked about. So let's take a look at this real quick.
The DNA you have to be able to overcome that and not lose yourself and become institutionalized. That's epic, and I would imagine guys break right there.
Yeah. I remember my day. I'm walking through and there's two guys in front of me and I see an officer. Boom. Hits the guy in the stomach. He falls to the ground.
Wow.
I hear him say, okay. Next. Boom. Another one. I was like, oh man.
It's the line.
I'm next, yo. What's going on? So I get up there and guess what? Guess why everybody was getting hit? He asked me, black, white, Hispanic.
Oh no.
I said Hispanic. He said, you sure? The last guy got hit in the stomach for not saying that he's white.
Wow.
And I said Hispanic. And you already know how that went.
Yeah.
They brought me back around again. Same question.
Wow.
3 times I took abuse to take what is mine. I am Hispanic and I want that on my card.
Yeah.
I want my card to read white. That's how they adjust the populations in prison.
Wow.
Yeah, So I wanted to show that. I needed to show that last week, but I wanted to show that now, just to make a point about how Latinos are, forced, even in prisons and outside of prisons, to identify as white. And when people talk about, Latinos identify as white, you got to really break it down and look at the context of it.
So in certain government organizations and agencies, you guys, the Hispanics they are lumped in with the white folks, and that's if it's a negative statistic that's actually going to make white people look bad, they try to throw you guys in there to actually.
Oh yeah, no, they even force it. I keep on showing this part of this document. This is a immigration document. Look where it says race and look where it says Caucasian/Latino. It's in the same box. This is how they force and confuse people to classify as white.
Can I say something about that?
Go ahead.
I wouldn't say they force to identify as white, but they do put Latinos in there with white people because I don't know. I'm in Kansas City, in Missouri, but if you put a lot of it doesn't. I don't know what it is, but if you put in the penitentiary where I was at, if you put black and white in a room, a lot of times it's gonna pop off. You know what I mean? There's just that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? If you put a Latino and a white cell, they're probably going to get along, but that's just the way they do it in the system. You know what I mean? There's a little bit more to it, but what I see, they just don't put them races don't go together in penitentiaries. It does not happen. Don't get me wrong, they do every once in a while, but majority of the time, a lot of people won't. They don't mix them races together.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that Latinos are being forced or even confused to identify as white because majority of the time Latinos leave that race box alone. And when they leave it alone, it's common practice in hospitals, in jobs, and also even in the prison that they fill all that as, if you see a Latino, you fill that as white. So it's been common practice, and I've shown even some videos of police officers checking the white box for Latinos a majority of the time.
Right. Well, that's like a speeding ticket too. That's like a speeding ticket too.
Yeah. Let me ask you a quick question, Rad, because I think it's some validity to what you're saying, but it's also a lot of Latinos that just want to identify.
No, of course, I'm not denying that. There are going to be some Latinos that do want to identify as white. Let them identify. Let them identify as they want.
No, that's fine. Nobody.
A lot of the time, because race is not spoken in the Latino household. This is something that we have to be 100% honest about. Race is not spoken in the Latino household. So when we're talking about when we grow up and go into these institutions and go into these filling out job applications, and that race question comes up, we don't know what to pick. So we usually leave it blank. Other people who've been on Reddit, 4chan, and all that, 8chan, yeah, they're gonna pick white, of course. You feel me? Other Latinos are not.
There's another aspect to it as well.
Wait, hold up 1 second, Kevin. See, let me finish this real quick, brother. I disagree. Well, it may not be spoken about as far as other things, but I've heard Hispanics saying that they've been told stay away from black people or don't intermingle with black people.
That's different from actually breaking down your history and saying, well, you're actually indigenous or you come from Blackness.
And it's certain
Spanish. It was a Spanish of the mix. That's very different from actually breaking down what we are. You know what I'm saying? That's very different. It's just saying staying away from black folks. That's not talking about race. That's just saying,
that's just anti-blackness.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is.
But here's the thing: are you familiar with Pete Garcia? You ever heard of that individual?
Pete.
Well, over in Texas, he was Hispanic, and there was a lot of Hispanics in Texas that identified with the Southern White Pride movement. He was actually used to keep housing segregated in Dallas when black people were moving in segregated houses. He was the one who, him and a lot of other Hispanic individuals put whites only signs on behalf of white people, and they chased out black people. He was actually, out of 13, most were Hispanic. He was the only one that was convicted of firebombing 2 black people's houses.
He was convicted. There you go.
Convicted. No, I mean, well, the other 13 got off, but
I'm talking about. Well, obviously you're going to get the leader, right? So yeah, he was convicted. I never heard of him, but okay, he doesn't represent the whole Latino community.
No, I'm just saying it's certain segment. I never said that. I said
I know that. I'm just making
different things for different reasons.
I know that. I'm just making it clear that for certain people that want to use that, he doesn't represent the Latino community.
Yeah, I mean, you guys got doggone. Who's that dude? Nick Fuentes.
No. You don't want. No. Do not use him. Don't use him because he. Do not use him because he himself. No, he himself denied his Mexicanness.
No, I agree with Rad.
He denied his Mexicanness and he said, "I do not want to be Mexican. I am white. I'm looking for a white woman.
Yeah.
So do not use him."
The only thing Hispanic about Nick Fuentes is his last name. Other than that, he has nothing.
If we really want to talk about Latinos,
and I think he's Italian, isn't he?
He's Italian, German.
When he speaks about it, he sounds conflicted. When he speaks about it, he sounds really.
Well, he himself denied his Mexicanness and says that he doesn't want to be his Latino. That's one. 2. George Zimmerman even said in an interview, "I am not Hispanic. I am white." He is taking over from his German side's family, which is his father's side. He is white. So for the people that like to use these certain individuals, the only person I'll give you a pass to do that to is that dude from the Proud Boys. What's his name?
Enrique Terrio.
Enrique Terrio. That's he's the only one that
says he's white though.
No, he's like, yo, I'm Latino, and then when people really press him, he's like, I'm a white Latino. I'm like, I don't know where you see that shit from, but okay. At least he's Latino, but goddamn, but isn't he an FBI informant?
Yeah, so that's I was going to segue into that, by the way. So
yeah, he's an FBI informant.
Yeah, so you have the ones who present as black or present as something other than definitely not. They're definitely not white, but they will say that they're white.
But it's funny. He got majority of his head soldiers locked up, and he's walking away scot free. Like goddamn.
Yeah,
I've seen.
And understand on the black side too. You have people who are black, who have some blackness, and they're biracial, and they will say that Stacey Dash is one of them. She'll say she's white. It looks like she actually lightened herself up to some extent.
Stacey Dash.
It doesn't happen very often, but every now and then you'll get a Stacey Dash.
Stacey Dash on King Magazine.
Yeah, that's Stacey Dash.
That's that jumping in and out of blackness.
Wait.
I've seen it.
Nah, wait a minute.
Stacey. She got
No.
arrested and she listed herself as white. She listed
Get the
herself as
fuck out of here,
Caucasian.
bro. No, she got. Oh no.
Brad, where you been there? She been talking crazy, man.
Yeah. She's
been
been
talking
essentially
crazy.
she's essentially been excommunicated, and
Yo.
the thing is that when when they kind of got done with her on Fox News, then she tried to claim, oh, I was high a lot of the times, and I was out of my mind, and I was going through stuff and whatever, and black people are not trying to hear it.
Yo,
Yeah,
she's essentially the first test case.
Hey, yo,
I'm gonna tell you something, Rad. Look,
is it me? Yo, she looked at fire on Kim magazine, son.
No, I give you one better than that. She was firing more money with Damon Wayans. But
Yeah,
check this out. Check this out.
Yeah,
she got on TV. She got on live television.
Old.
Yeah, she's old now, but she got on live television and said that she don't think it should be a Black History Month after it was BT that hired her.
Don't say
after
that.
It was BT that hired her little stinking funky self and gave her paychecks. And after all of those movies she was in with black people, she's gonna sit up there and regurgitate these white talking points about how it shouldn't be a Black History Month. And
Wait, no, no.
She bleached her skin too. She bleached her skin.
Yeah, she got a little bit lighter. Like she's done a lot over the years, and she's acted out, and she's gone out of her way to separate herself from blackness. The problem is that when she was excommunicated from whiteness,
I used to have the wild.
First of all, they never accepted her. She was never fully accepted. But they only needed her because they needed somebody with a black background to get up there and say stuff
and regurgitate white supremacist talking points. Like I said before, don't nothing change in the game but faces and names. Anytime that is something racist or something that most white people don't want to come off as being racist, they look for a black person to stick their hands up there, you know what, and parrot those talking points.
Wait, hold on. Morena said something really, really profound. She's like, a lot of black people tell us she's not the only case only one.
Oh no, she's just a little bit.
See, here's the thing: the black people that are sellouts, black people have always attacked those people and addressed those people and let those people know you're not welcome over here.
She's got a running list.
Wait, she's
Brandon Tatum,
Candace cousin.
Yeah, she's
Dame's cousin. Yeah.
How is she white?
Well, she's half Mexican. She's half Mexican, so
that doesn't mean that she's white.
But that's how she identifies. That's
how she identifies.
But the thing is, Morena, the whole term sellout, Uncle Tom, Coon, we've always addressed it, all of those people. Those people wasn't just able to just do black people any type of way without black people calling them out.
Wait, real quick. I'm seeing the video of what you guys are talking about. She looks like she's high, bro.
Yeah, she was using that as an excuse for her behavior.
She looks
black people aren't buying that. She said a lot of stuff when she was lucid.
Okay, I see your point. Denise, go ahead.
I have a question though. Let's say, for example, that what's your line of profession? Okay. Well, I mean, Rakim, I know that you do like truck driving. Let's say, for example, that you start your own company on what it's your line of expertise, and there's this all white big corporation that tells you, hey, we're gonna offer you $300 million, but then you gotta, kind of low-key pander to us. Would you take the $300 million or you stay in poverty?
Well, if I own my own trucking company, I'm not in poverty, Denise.
I know, but like, would you take, let's say, for example, that you're just a mere trucker then, and you don't have your company yet, but you're working for somebody else. And let's say your employer tells you, hey, I'm going to give you $100 million, and you be the spokesperson for all black truckers. Would you take the $100 million right now, or you stay at your level?
Well, it depends on what they're telling me to do that for.
So you stay at your level for the collective, or you excel and give your family the life they cannot have otherwise?
I'm not going to sell out. I'm sorry. I'm not. That's not my vocabulary.
It's just a question. I'm just putting the question out there.
I'm not selling out, because more than likely it's going to be a lot of strings attached that's going to come with that, and it won't be worth it.
So this is my thing. This is my thing. We're basically telling people that it's a bad thing to accept money to just the continuance of the elite which exists. So it's a bad thing for them that we tell them they're underprivileged, but then it's a bad thing then to accept a large amount of money that can significantly not only change their lives, but the lives of the children of their children's lives. Because they need to be loyal to a group of people based exclusively on their color of their skin. That makes no sense.
Hold up.
It's not loyalty
I
to the
need to
people. It's
respond to
loyalty
this.
to
I need to
yourself,
respond to
Denise.
this really quickly. I need to respond to this. I'm not going to fuck over my people to get rich just so my family can be in a position where they're still going to have to deal with these people in the future. I'm not going to do that because those people, because of the color of their skin, I share some of the same experience with them. We come from the same similar households, the same similar backgrounds, grew up the same. They understand me and I understand them. If you would do that, Denise, that would be on you, but not me. I'm not.
Yeah, but that doesn't. But I need you to understand that, and I think what I'm trying to go without any animosity. I don't have any animosity with you. I respect your point of view. That's just the way you choose to live your life. That does not mean that a person like me, I'm cheap. You put 50 million, I'll be the quote unquote sellout. I don't care. I need to think about my son. What I'm talking about is the fact that different people have different priorities. To me, my heart is only and exclusively for my family. That's the only people I'm willing to die for and kill for. Nobody else.
So
I
you don't
love Puerto
represent the
Rican.
Puerto
No,
Rican
hold on. I love Puerto Rican people. I love my culture. I love my island. But I won't die for them. I won't kill for them. Unless there's like a massive civil war type of stuff, that's it. That's as far as I'll go. But when it comes to a day-to-day life, no, I won't die and kill for them. I'm gonna just starve my family from an opportunity because the collective comes first. No, in my opinion, I'm not saying that has to be you. In my case, in the case of the people like that think like you, like to call people like us sellouts, those are not people that are being sellouts. Their priorities are just different. And their priorities happen to be their family over collective. And that doesn't make them a bad person.
Okay,
That's what I'm trying to establish.
Yes, it does.
Okay, here's
It
the
makes
thing,
them a bad
Denise.
person.
Here's the thing, Denise. Okay, if that's the case, then there shouldn't be no complaints about the politicians in Puerto Rico selling out the island to the United States or selling out all of these other governments, and why the island is looking the way it is and people are being priced out of the island where they can't even no longer live there. It shouldn't be no complaints because people are buying in. People are not thinking about. They're thinking about their families. They're not thinking
That's
about.
a good. Wait a minute. That's a good point. That is.
How is that a good point when you guys don't know what's happening? I'm gonna ask a simple question. I'm gonna ask a simple question because I noticed something, and I'm coming to these conversations in good faith, and I noticed that there's like an undertone of bad faith. No, hold on. Let me explain. Let's just simmer down a little bit. I want the people that are clapping and trying to like clap back using Puerto Rico. I want you guys in your own words to explain back to me, because I can explain this, but I want you guys to explain back to me what exactly is the status of Puerto Rico, what's actually really happening, not what the news or the internet says, what is actually happening, and how the Puerto Ricans got to this point. Because I know how we got to this point, but I'm pretty sure that most non-islanders do not know. So I want you guys, when you use Puerto Rico, I want you to use it if you know. And I want people to actually answer that, because I think
I'm going to answer right after you finish.
Go ahead. What's happening and how do we got here?
Well, listen, I'm an outsider, and just from an outsider looking through the key lock in, 2 + 2 = 4. Most of the United States has a history of exploiting other countries and exploiting their governments for their own financial gain. Now, I don't know the intricate details of the island and what may be transpiring on the island, but based off of your coming on your streams, watching your shows, and getting a little bit of info, pretty much a lot of people that are politicians are selling the island out to a lot of Americans, or what's the term, gringos, and they're coming in, they're buying up parts of the island, they're kicking people off the beaches that they've been there for decades. They're buying up into certain areas where these people have lived here, and the Puerto Rican culture as we know it today have developed in this land, and they're pushing those people out. After the hurricane, some people couldn't even afford to go back to the island, so they settled in Florida or different parts of the Midwest. Meanwhile, you got politicians over there that are, selling the island underneath the table to certain people, and those people are selling out the Puerto Rican people. They selling them completely.
Okay.
Hold on, let me finish. But based off of your logic, it's nothing wrong with that because they're buying in and they're looking out for their personal interests of their family. So it's not a problem.
Again, you have the undertone of animosity. Once again, that's exactly what is not happening in the island. I've never said politicians are selling people's homes. Let me explain for the people that don't know. Politicians are advocating for law or Act 22. That law allows people from outside of Puerto Rico to come to PR, live only 6 months plus a day, and not pay federal taxes or state taxes. So that's what's happening. But in reality, who's selling the island? I've said this even with Puerto Ricans present, and we were having this discussion. The people selling the island are Puerto Ricans themselves. So to a degree, do I think that we deserve what we have going on? Absolutely. I've said it many times. You've been present, Rakim, when I've said this. I don't know why this is actually being something
but let me just add on to that. When I said that, that's a good point. It's it's kind of going against your logic. You said,
how is it going against my logic when I'm actually saying exactly that? People in Puerto Rico deserve exactly what's going on.
Let me tell you.
Because that's what that's exactly what they're doing.
Because you said you will sell out, and that's totally fine for you to preserve the future for your family. Don't you think these politicians are doing the same exact thing?
You know why he was okay? I'm
no,
sorry. Go ahead.
This is okay. Again, the people that we're calling sellouts, are they politicians or they're just random people?
I don't know who we were calling sellouts to be.
No, because last time I checked, Michael Jordan does not occupy any public office. That's what I'm talking about. About the moving the goalpost. Hold on.
Does it have to,
moving the goalpost. Moving the goalpost. Hold on. Moving the goalpost. Just to hit below the belt to get some animosity, that there's some undertones of animosity, does not gain you any points in the conversation, because we're not talking about Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis. We're talking about people of the likes of Oprah Winfrey. We're talking about Charles Barkley. We're talking about Michael Jordan. We're not talking about politics here. We're talking about regular people.
So you're talking about entertainers?
I'm going to tell you what you're wrong.
We're talking. The problem is that people are talking about sellouts. We're not talking about
Michael Jordan and Oprah. Michael Jordan, and we call Obama out. We already say Obama was.
But that's not what we're talking about.
Real quick.
But they make a majority of their money from white. They make a majority of their money from white.
That's not what we're talking about.
Wait. Hold on. Now I understand what you're coming from. So, to me, Michael Jordan is not a damn sellout. You know what I'm saying?
To me either.
To me, did he put money into private prisons? Yeah, sure, whatever. Do what you got to do. Did he get I saw the movie Air Jordan, by the way. I did not know that he gets a 26% cut for every shoe sold into its perpetuity. I did not know that. Apparently, he's the first basketball player that was not in the NBA to even sign a deal like that. I didn't know that. Shout out to Michael Jordan. I don't see him as a sellout. You know what I'm saying?
But this is the thing, Rad. A lot of people, like, the more people start following the money, the more people will start getting less angry at people that looks like us that move different. Because hold on, let me finish. Because we want to say, oh, Michael Jordan is funding the prison system. Mind you, I don't find any glamour on that. But Michael Jordan did not put in place the profit on the prison system. The 13th Amendment and the 14th Amendment did that alone.
You're right.
So
he's seeing it as a business.
He's just seeing it as a business. But if you go right now to, and I want people to, don't take it from me, please. I've always said it. Just do it yourself. Do your own research. Go and write down on a piece of paper the bank that you do business with, the people you buy groceries from, what entity, and the people on those CEO and those board of directors. Go down one by one on those people and look at where they put their money. And you're going to see all of them are in business in disgusting practices, but you go buy groceries from them.
Oh no, not Banco
you put your
Popular.
paycheck. No, hold on, hold on. You put your paycheck in their hands so they can reinvest it in Wall Street and do nasty investments and stuff, and you don't complain. It's only when it's a black person doing it that is a problem. It's only when there's a Latino person doing it that is a problem. It seems like we're shooting and kneecapping our own people because we don't like to see a person like us in power. It's coming off as kind of jealous instead of support. I don't know. That's the way I see it.
Jealous is coming up. Okay, I'll be happy about that when I see a Hispanic or a black person screw over other groups of people to get their resources. They don't. They screw over their own people to gain their resources. They're not allowed to go into these other communities and screw over.
Wait. Hold on. How did Michael Jordan screw over the black community by?
No, I'm just saying when she says people are selling out or people, because you're gonna have to do your own people in order to be able to elevate.
I understand. You know, when you want to get to a certain level, you're gonna have to step on a few toes and fingers. I get it. I get it. So my thing is, what are we really talking about here? Because now I thought we were going one place, and now I'm a little confused.
Yeah,
I'm lost.
Let me explain before. Wait, hold on. Let me explain.
Let me explain. Wait, go ahead.
Okay, let me explain before I'm interrupted. Denise said people only have a problem when they see a black person or a Hispanic person
do good,
getting to the money. Or getting to the money. But in order to get to the money, it's ways you can make money and still keep your integrity. But if you decide that you're going to screw over your own people, of course, people are going to call you out for it because you come from the same background that we come from. You come from the same the same ethnic group, and more than likely some of our same experiences. Majority people like Michael Jordan make a majority of his money from white people. Oprah make a majority of her money from white people. They don't, but they turn around and they don't really do anything to help. We call these type of people out. We don't let these people just say, oh, well, you know what, he looks like me and he's making money, so what they're doing is okay. No, we don't do that. We call people out, especially if people are trying to exploit their own community for their own personal financial gain. Nobody's going to sit there and be comfortable with getting exploited just because you look like us. Like, let's knock it off.
Oprah actually went out of her way to denigrate black men.
Something. So one thing. Okay, this is hilarious to me. I don't know if people are fully aware, right? And I'm not trying to downplay people here, but like, guys, we're in the United States of America. This is literally the Roman Empire, and I mean, I don't know if you guys know what an empire does, but an empire is not a place where morality and your feelings are validated. Empires are built on the backs of who is more fit to step on everyone just to end up standing. That's what this country is for. I don't know. I mean, newsflash, that's what we all come here. No, hold on, please. Yeah, that's literally what we get from American supremacy. That doesn't hurt my feelings because I don't involve my feelings in America, but I've been American since 1987 when I was born. So I think I know a thing or two about being an American citizen and how an empire works, being part of a colony of this country. I think I know exactly how
Denise,
the empire works.
Continue, Denise. Go ahead.
So going back to what I was saying, this country is for making money. It's not my fault or Oprah Winfrey's fault. Like, if I see her thrive, I'm happy for her. I don't care that for her to be a billionaire, 30,000 people have to become poor, because everyone should be responsible for making their own money. And this is a country for only the fittest, the strongest. That's what America is for. Your culture is capitalism. That is your culture. This is Sparta. If you're not willing to step on other people, then you should go to a country that validates emotions and sentimentalisms over money. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it's the wrong country to think like that.
I get what you're saying.
She has no morals. She has no
morals. Real quick, guys, and I'm gonna end it. Okay, so if that's the case, right? You're saying is right. So let's say you're getting out the car, Denise. I'm poor. I'm thinking about capitalizing. If I put a gun in your face, is that okay? And take everything you got?
That's the American way. I didn't say it was okay. I said this is what the country is for. That's the American way.
No, that's not the American way.
You think the American way is not like it's not predatory? Come on.
So Denise, it sounds like you're kind of advocating for certain things, but look, in order for white people to get the stuff that they have.
To be fair, she is right. That is the American way. Look at our national anthem. We got cannons. Boom! Like, come on, bro. Like,
I got all that, but look at what white people are trying to do today. Look, they're trying to hide all of that stuff. See, it's very funny how they're like, it's this, it's that way. We got to do this, we got to do that, and then then they do everything they can to hide it and try to pretend like somehow we're the crazy ones for actually calling it out and trying to stop it.
Yeah, and they got everything fair and square. You know, we got it all because we worked hard. We didn't screw people over. We worked hard and we built the country. And
you black people are just unproductive. You Latinos are just unproductive. You can't get it done. You're just not good enough. No, if you fix the system so that way, you know, anytime somebody tries to do something either the right way or even if we try to cheat, there's going to be punishment somewhere.
You think okay? It's not about.
So the only people who can actually get anywhere are the people in a big way are people who essentially do sell out.
Can I say something? No, the people that can get stuff done is people that knows what this country is from a very young age and work the loopholes. That's the people that get ahead.
You think black people have been trying to work loopholes?
No one is trying to.
They tried it
oh
initially.
Oh my God, I can't have this conversation with it. What loophole is our collectives in large numbers trying to work? Because I've never seen that in the Latin community, and I certainly don't see it transpiring as well in the black community. What loophole?
We do. The loopholes that we try to work, we get punished and sent to prison for it. We get tried.
That's not a loophole, Rakim. That's crime. That's different.
Okay. Well, if you're not part of the club,
you know what? Why? See, this kind of goes back
to part of the system.
This goes to a
if you're not part of the club, when people get emotional, I can't have a conversation. That's not a loophole.
Wait, hold on. I want everybody to
excuse me. I'd like to ask a question.
Oh, wait, real quick. I want everybody to have a turn. So we're going to start with Jose and we're going to go down and then we're going to wrap it up. Jose, ask a question.
Okay, Denise, what is your definition of a sellout? Because the reason why I asked that question, because we have 6 people here on the panel. We can have 6 different definitions. So what is your definition of a sellout?
I don't believe that sellouts exist. I just think that people have different priorities. And the people that are often called sellouts is just people that say, hey, I found a loophole in the system and I'm prioritizing my family to get wealth rather than living the collective life. That's what they get called sellouts because they're selling out the concept of a collective, I think, that doesn't exist. Because look, me as a Latina here, I have no relations to no one that is not in my direct bloodline in New York. We might have in common things because of our culture, but we're not necessarily a group that I should die for because I don't know you. That's weird. I don't know if people understand what I'm trying to say.
Okay, gotcha. Kevin C, say what you got to say.
Yeah, well, essentially, when you do that in order to benefit yourself, that's the reason you get the Larry Elders, the Candace Owens, the Brandon Tatums, et cetera, et cetera. We got the list already. The problem is that those people have to do things that they probably wouldn't normally do if they were not, positioning themselves in a way in order to get benefits. That's the reason they do what they do. Now, if they do that, that's fine. But they also cannot, try to do what Stacey Dash did, which is, okay, when it goes bad, now I'm going to fall back on you guys and I'm going to come back to you and then be a part of the group. You're done at that point. And who was it? Rakim kind of explained it. Essentially, the way he explained the situation that's going on in Puerto Rico, maybe he's wrong, maybe he's right, but that's clearly what's happening with black politicians. I don't look at the athletes or the celebrities to try to do anything for the community. They don't have the power, they don't have the resources. They can help out, but anything they do is charity. It's not their responsibility. The people who are supposed to be advocating on behalf of black people, black citizens, are the people who are voted in office. Those are the people who are supposed to be handling, and that's all politics is. Who gets what resources? That's all it is. It's nothing more than that. And we have black politicians who aren't doing their damn job. Just means which means that the collective have to vote them out.
Right? Gotcha. Thank you.
So that's what that's where we're going with.
Thank you. All right, Rakim, say what you gotta say.
Okay, I'm sorry about that, Rad. We kind of veered a little bit off topic and everything.
No, it's all good. Don't worry about it.
Thank you for allowing me. The only thing I would say with the whole mixed race thing and all of that, I'm gonna just keep it short and sweet. If you don't fuck with black people, just stay out the spaces. Just stay out the spaces. Quit trying to reiterate how mixed you are in black spaces, and try to elevate your mixedness over black people because that mixed card don't fly on your white side. It's just that simple. If you're going to be mixed, be mixed. Try to create your own culture, build up your culture from there. Quit being a part of our culture if that's really what it is. If you're not accepted over on the white side, we don't want people over here just because they feel like they got to be over here because they ain't accepted nowhere else. That's it. That's all. We peep the game. Oh, I'm like, okay.
Go ahead. My bad.
Okay, we peep the game. We know what it is. Stop trying to, create this narrative that black people are just so hateful and against mixed race people, because that ain't the case. If we was that hateful, we'd be excluding you completely, just like we like white people were. So that's it.
All right, thank you very much, KC. Final thoughts.
I think all the if you're out there, you're Latino, man. I think you need to unite. I think you need to get the smart people that are in your group. Try to see that the only way that we're gonna make a better place for us and our family in the future is working together. And a lot of ghetto people, they're not gonna work with you, and they're only gonna try to divide you. And so you know what, man, work hard and keep working, man, and hopefully you achieve the dream that you always wanted in life. But a lot of them celebrities, they're all puppets anyways. We all know that. They're in a club, they're in a group, and they're uniting their smartest people together. So are the governments. All the governments all marry each other. The Republicans, the Democrats marry each other. The Jews, they stay together. They put the smart people together, and that's how they keep on achieving their goals. It's all a competition. That's what they know it. They're trying to take over, and if you don't unite, you're gonna get left behind.
Yeah, right, thank you very much. All right, Denise. Jesus Christ! Every time you come here, you stir the pot up.
It's a hornet's nest.
By the way, you're not black. No, I'm just playing. So
look, I have to take things from everyone.
No, I get it, but also it's kind of funny, sometimes your logic kind of goes against you, but until you break it down, that's when okay, I get it.
It's like, look, I find it funny, and if you allow me like a few minutes to break it down,
go right ahead.
It's kind of funny that we have to resort to this. I think we need to take a step back and just analyze things without our emotions. The country and all the systems in place have been rigged in order for us to stay emotionally invested in things outside of our family. I don't think that that's right. I think you should only be invested in people that are very close to you, which is your family. Yeah. Nobody else. And if you follow that path exclusively, you're going to find yourself surrounded by the people that get called sellouts. That's just how it is. And going into like the whole mixed race thing, I have to give it to Rakim. It is true. Like, if I think mixed folks or racially ambiguous, like I'm calling them now, which is something I always thought I was a black person until I came to America. I've said this many times. But we're going to have to just step
me too. Out. I thought I was black until I started a YouTube channel.
Yeah, like I've gotten my black card removed, and I'm like, okay, fine, no worries. I don't desire it anymore because it comes with.
It
a
is
lot
what
of
it is.
headaches.
I got to the point like it is what it is.
It comes with too many headaches, and I'm not trying to go back and forth with grown adults. Yeah. So what I think is the next path, at least for me, when it comes to being racially ambiguous, yes, I still have love for my African roots. That no one can take. Now, I think we should group around people like us, because I believe that it's not out of hate or nothing. We're still gonna love the people that we love. If we love the black community, we're still gonna love the black community. If we love the white community, we're still gonna love the white community. It's just that we need a space in which we can be mixed and thrive.
Yeah.
In that mixture without being guilt tripped for our loyalty or to have to pick
Yeah, you
a
gotta pick
side.
which one and all. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, and I have to validate also like what some black folks say. Like there's some mixed people that when they feel like they don't fit, they go to the black as default. Yes, that is not fair for the black community also. So I think I have to give them that. That is true, and I've
Yeah.
seen it in large numbers. So I think mixed folks and racially ambiguous people and biracials, we have to stand in the middle and we have to continue to say out loud, we are other. Proudly, we are other. We're going to step out of your white versus black war. We're
Mm.
going to let you guys brawl. That is not our war. We are clearly the result of black and white folks that thought that they did not want it to continue to go against each other. That's
Yeah.
who we are. We are the daughters and the sons of people that thought that way, and we honor our parents by thinking that way. Group
Yeah.
together and step away from this line of
Yeah.
fire.
Real quick, did you see my Puerto Rican flag history thing?
I have not seen it. I have not seen
Oh,
it. I
you.
haven't had. I'm a new
Oh,
mom.
you're a lousy Puerto Rican. That's it.
No,
You don't claim
actually,
no
I'm
more.
watching right now the Puerto Rican before the Puerto Rican Day Parade, the Puerto Rican fights.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's why I
Gotcha.
was like, I don't know, I don't
Gotcha.
think I can
Yo, the
with the
Puerto Rican
whole.
Day Parade's tomorrow, son. So I don't know. I don't know.
But
Should
there's
I?
always boxing fights.
Should I infiltrate? Should I pretend?
Yeah, you should cosplay. You should just go
I
over there
should
with a little flag.
cosplay.
No, go with a Dominican flag. Just say "Viva, Viva Rede!"
Yeah, you stupid. But listen, I'm gonna let y'all go. Thank you very much for everybody coming in. And I'm gonna catch everybody later. All right, and the conversation is gonna still go on backstage.
Right.